Man,
Damn.
what the hell did we just witness in this quarterfinal? Serbia against Australia. For me, I don't know what's going to be the other two quarterfinals so far because we're recording it right after it. Hot takes, but for me, I think this is going to be the quarterfinal of the Olympic Games 2024. Insane ending, overtime. The comeback from Serbia, I think one of the best comebacks I've seen in Olympic basketball. I don't know if you agree with that, but
I don't know about the stats, but down 24 is, I mean, as impressive as it gets. It probably could end up as the game of the Olympic tournament.
Yeah. And the game started in a way that I did not expect. I did not expect that Serbia is gonna start the way they did. It seemed like they weren't confident in what they're doing. We didn't see the usual Serbian offense that I'm used to. And what were your main thoughts when you were seeing the beginning of the game, let's say?
I thought, why are Serbia so sluggish? They looked super slow. They looked without energy. Their guards were not doing a good enough job. Jokic in the post was not as active. He was just, maybe he wanted to get others in the game, but he was passing out the ball like 5 times and others just missed. Serbia, I think, were like 4 of 16 from three-point land in the first half. So that was a key factor. And then after those misses, Australia would just go on in the transition, what they like to do. Josh Giddey doing his thing, and just sluggish from Serbia. Bogdanovic, a couple of breakdowns defensively, getting cuts in behind. And then, of course, Patty Mills happened.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I feel like, I don't know, when I was watching this game from that around 7th minute of the first quarter when Patty Mills started his show, I felt like it's a party that is never going to end. The way he started making every single shot he took, and all those shots were difficult shots. Of course, you would think it's not sustainable or anything, but they managed to build a 24-point lead in a 10-minute stretch, basically. From that first quarter with 3 minutes left until 3 minutes left of the second quarter. That was an incredible performance from Patty Mills. I would say 2020 Tokyo Patty Mills we saw again, or 2016, Patty Mills.
There's so many occasions to compare it to, actually.
Yeah, but at the same time, perhaps maybe we'll get to that in a bit, but perhaps that was a bit too much to ask from 36-year-old Patty Mills, who evidently his battery really went down after that first half.
To your point, exactly. There was one 3-pointer, I think, from Patty in the first half where he just ran around twice. He did not get the ball the first time. He was trying to get his hand off, so he kept running. He goes under the rim, comes back up inside, catches the ball, shoots fadeaway 3-pointer, makes it. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? Is this prime Steph Curry? Is this? I mean, I was shocked, to see all those shots. He was just too quick for the Serbian bigs. Basically, an early pick and roll would mean he can just use his speed, and go around Jokic, go around Milutinov. Serbia's bigs were super bad in the first half. They later changed the defensive scheme. So.
But also this comeback we need to talk about. It kind of started from that moment where Svetislav Pesic surprised, I think, all of us by putting Milutinov and Jokic in the same lineup. He put them both in, and that's when they started coming back. Even though there was a few moments where it was exploited, of course, it's Nikola Milutinov who gets a switch and has to defend on perimeter. But they started actually being successful on offense. They got the lead only down to the deficit down to 12 or so, I think, after
after 2 was minus 12.
And then, coming into the third quarter, it looked much better because it felt like we're seeing some shocker of a game.
Yeah. I mean, to be down 12 after you've played a terrible half, that's nothing. I mean, you could be down by 7 points the whole first half and then have just 2 bad possessions in the end and be down 12. So that's nothing bad. But the way Serbia played in the first half and that Australia allowed them to go back so quickly. And I would even say Alexa Avramovic to me was the key to start this run. And later, of course, he had a huge episodes together with Ognjan Dobric. I thought
The
defense
intensity that they started the second half with and ended the second half with. At some points, it seemed like Team Australia couldn't get the ball across the court, and also just in general inbound the ball, just the way that they were on them the whole second half. So I think that was definitely, defense was the key here.
Yeah, and down 24, I think after Duo Preep made his three, Alexa scored a 2-pointer, and then he stole the ball from Dante Exum, Dante got called for an unsportsmanlike foul, and that was the turning point of that game. So then I thought Alexa was huge actually. Jokic will be the main talking point of this, but I thought, Alexa was just incredible. His driving, his energy. He did what we saw, in the World Cup. I did not know where this Serbian defense was in the first 15 minutes, but after that, we saw that aggressiveness from him and from others. Yep. Basically what got them to silver last year in the Olympics.
Yeah, and that defense really caused so many turnovers from Australia. Just in general, I don't know what happened, but Australia's offense got stuck. I mean, maybe it's logical because you were living with Patty Mills hitting extremely difficult shots.
Yeah.
And once his legs were gone, those shots didn't go in. Then you give the ball to Gytis. Gytis turns it over. He had 7 turnovers in this game. I don't know. Like it seemed like
I
they
kind of
just
have an explanation for this.
Okay.
I'm not sure. If for sure you are correct. You can't shoot what they were like 20 of 25 in the first half. Maybe not at these numbers, but they were making every shot. A lot of them were simple, but I mean those from Patty Mills were crazy. But we saw from Australia this in every game. Basically, they play a fantastic first half or, good 15 minutes in the second half. But once you change the defensive scheme, and Serbia actually started switching. Jokic was always at the top. Milutinov was working with Mills in the second half a lot. Once Serbia started switching, Australia just did not have the answer. They did not know what to do. And I think this is what separates good teams from title teams, is that you have offensive versatility in half court. And Australia did not have that because other teams started switching too. And they were just one-sided. I think the first time they actually got the ball into the post against Micic or other small guards was Duopreep scoring in overtime.
Yeah.
And you just can't win like this. It's like if you close this thing for Australia, you are going to win the game no matter how terribly you play the first half. So,
yeah.
I mean, I thought Australia did such a good job, but it was just not enough. And
just quickly before we continue, a quick shout out from our friends Hostinger. Hostinger provides not just hosting services, but also has a website builder that's powered by AI. Instead of spending hours learning to code or using unoriginal templates, you can just type in a text prompt and customize a website from scratch. The fun part is you get your domain for free with a hosting plan that's at least 1 year long. Find all the links in the description, and with our code BNews10 you get 10% off of all hosting plans. Let's talk about that ending of the fourth quarter. First of all, we saw that Vasilije Micic hit his second free throw, and there was a timeout. And what I was surprised about the most was the fact that Serbia actually took a second timeout. First one was called by the Australian team. And then Serbia, it seems like, I don't know if they didn't have enough time or anything. It's only a 2-point game. They take another timeout. And after that timeout, Serbia is left with 0 timeouts to call if, in case, Australia makes a bucket.
Yeah.
What happens? Patty Mills, who missed every single shot in the fourth quarter, almost, it seemed, and turned the ball over a few times. Seems like, the worst guy you will definitely disagree with this. But for me, it seemed like everything was going wrong for Patty Mills, but he takes the ball at the very important time and he hits that mid-range jump shot.
Who else could it be?
Which actually could have gone sour because he almost lost the ball right before that. So he hits that shot, 2 seconds left, and guess what? Serbia has no timeouts left. If they saved that timeout, they would have had the chance to have 2 seconds. You still can get a shot off. And the craziest part was that I think one of the Serbian assistant coaches was asking for a timeout. Since they don't have one,
yeah.
they could have gotten a technical foul, which would have been the worst way to end your Olympic Games with a stupid, silly mental mistake like that. But I think one of the other assistant coaches actually said, stop doing this. We don't have a timeout. Like let's chill out. And then the refs didn't see it, so there was no timeout, no technical foul.
But you know, actually, it's in the rule book.
Yeah, like you
can't call it if you are asking for the timeout when you don't have one. That's a technical foul.
Yeah, because that's what happened. Yeah, sorry.
Because that's what happened when
in 1970 something NBA Finals. Anyways,
damn, bro. Okay.
Someone was abusing the rules, and anyways, go on.
Okay, yeah, because I wanted to say, like, you only get those called in NBA 2K against you. You know, it's crazy. It would have been crazy. The refs would have decided the game, but in the rule book, you know, technically, and I did not, you know, why Svetislav Pesic called that second timeout is just because he probably saw the way Australians were set up, and he was like, okay, I know what they're going to do. Let me just, you know, organize the defense. So, but that almost
backfired.
Almost backfired terribly in a matter of seconds.
And then overtime. I mean, I thought Australia without Jock Landale, who fouled out, had really slim to none chance to get to a close overtime game or even win it, because like I said, Jock Landale is gone, the guy that can actually put some effort in the post against Nikola Jokic. And then also they didn't have Patty Mills essentially.
Patty Mills was without legs already for 1 quarter and a half before the overtime.
But somehow, some way, some weird shots go in. Like there was this one Josh Giddey behind the back pass to McVeigh that went in, and like those offensive possessions looked dead. And then, but to be honest, we're talking about the whole Australian game. This whole game, Australia was doing the same. Some of these possessions look dead, and then all of a sudden, someone just plays ISO 1-on-1, and we got a score. To be honest, Serbia wasn't looking great in the overtime either. They weren't utilizing their advantages that they created with, like I said, Jock Landale fouling out. But I guess at the end, Nikola Jokic, the best player in the world, Sombor shuffle to put in the dagger.
Nikola Jokic happened, man. And we just watched, you know, the Serbian commentator. I just saw a clip on Twitter after that shot. Sombor shuffle, baby. And he just laughs, and that's the whole commentary. And I mean, it's not only that. The pass to Vasilije Micic in the end of the fourth quarter, amazing. Like only Nikola Jokic can do that. Then first possession of the overtime, he drives in, he sees one defender, second defender, boom, pass to the 3-point line. Someone makes a 3 there, if I remember correctly. Then he has a block against Josh Giddey because Serbia are switching. And then Patty Mills looks like he has scored that basket.
Oh, yes.
That was the play to me. Like, okay, Sombor shuffle is impressive, dagger. But if he doesn't get that block off the rim, I don't know if Serbia wins. And it was just huge. Nikola Jokic showed why he's the MVP, why he's probably the best player you know, we have in the world right now. And just, wow, what a performance by him in the end. And what, I mean, I would say, what perseverance by Serbia to actually come back from 24, to not give up, to show fight, to change their energy in the middle of the game. Amazing.
Definitely a character builder win. And to be honest, you know, I'm not against Australia or anything, but it just seemed like if I want to see a more competitive semifinal, I want to see Serbia there, even though they're definitely going to face USA. Still, I want to have, you know, Serbia instead of Australia in there. So I'm kind of satisfied with the end result, let's say. Not to offend any Australian fans, just saying that,
I don't know. I just love the game, and that's all I'm going to say.
I get it. So yeah, those are all of our hot takes. We're gonna come back tomorrow with a full episode on our bonus and discuss all the quarterfinals. Thanks for watching, guys.